I'm the top martial artist in America, and at least since 2010, I have been persecuted for my political views. I've proven this beyond any doubt. In the last several months or so, Atheism is Unstoppable. That's the name of the channel. The guy who made that channel has made a video about me. It received 8,000 plus views. He brought his group to my videos. Several gay activists and their gay rights groups have come to my videos. Some feminists and, some Satanists, and all the people who have noticed that I've been talking about them have come to my videos. But you see, before I made videos, these people already had a working relationship with each other. That is what the Democratic Party is. They are all afraid of someone of my talents achieving a certain prestige, stature, cachet, a certain level of renown, fame, repute, eminence, and honor. So they all seek to dissuade me and discourage me and try to preclude me from being a contributing citizen to society, to try to keep me from getting my message out. There has been a concerted effort against me, as you would expect. And there is countless proofs. I mean, one simply needs to Google or do the YouTube search, the top martial artist in America wants you dead. And one simply needs to do another search to see the top martial artist offers $3,025 to whoever can beat him. The title is something like this. I'll put it in the comments. And $25 to show up, to quickly come to the conclusion that this guy has been on record for quite some time with this challenge. I have a trophy. Let me show you it real quick. Okay. I keep this statue of Horus not because I'm of the Egyptian religion. I am currently someone who's a Christian. I've been a Christian all my life. At one point I was considering converting to Islam, and I really didn't get that much more hatred, but there was some. Since 1997 I've been on record as the top martial artist. If you ask my family, those close to me, they are well aware that I have won over 100 matches and have never lost. On record, I won the tournament, and I have a flawless victory on my Robot channel, which should be the one that I post this video on. Recently, I offered the government an option because they were harassing me, law enforcement. I believe this is where the political groups overlap with law enforcement, and so they're using their positions. They're politically abusing their positions, and so is mostly the left in mental health. But there are also elements of the right, the racists from the right, big business who don't like that I talk bad about them, and all the people who don't like what I've been saying on YouTube since August 2009. I started off talking about secret societies, the people in charge, who ultimately are the people who control the political groups. Anyone who knows anything about politics, they know about this. They know about private interest groups. They know about lobbyists, lobby groups. They know about the Israeli lobby, AIPAC. They know about the tech lobby being the, on record, most the most well-funded lobby. And how, Google has a working relationship with the NSA. The intelligence agencies have certain floors in a lot of these social media sites, their company buildings, their headquarters. This is all well known. Nothing theoretical about this. And you can imagine how, when you look at what the top athletes are saying, they're saying a message that is pro-American. They are doing things that pretty much both parties have no major problem with. You don't see, if they did, they would have been attacking these celebrities. Okay, so it is safe to say that there is no theory beyond about the targeting that I've been facing. You know, I'm somebody who's been targeted by political groups, to put it all in a nutshell, and it pretty much encompasses and includes the military, law enforcement, secret societies, obviously, because they're the guys on top. I mean, anyone who knows anything about politics knows this, as I stated before. Some, the big corporations. In fact, let me just play this clip from this movie. This is how well known it is. You know, I wasn't gonna play this clip. Okay, I wrote down the time. Excuse me for a second. I have to uncover the paper. Yes. Okay. So okay, 5:30, and the movie is called. I have to actually go to my history. Okay, the movie is called Full Movie. They might take it down, but it's kind of an amateur movie. Epitaph, Bread and Salt, Horror Movies, 2015 action movie. Okay, and you're going to hear a clip. It doesn't prove anything, but it shows you that people are well aware of how things work, and Hollywood takes it a step further, and they do apply a conspiracy theorist theory in this. But if you listen carefully, I'm sure we can all agree that the basic premise of governments and big business working together is very well known.
Here.
Your last day?
Yes. I've already contacted a temp agency. They're sending someone over tomorrow.
Why?
Because I don't want to do it anymore.
Do what?
Any of this. The lies, the secrets, the weird rituals. I want to live a normal life.
What's normal?
Life without lies or deceit or betrayal.
No, that's the lie.
This isn't what I want.
Somebody get to you?
What we're doing here is wrong. You want to implant chips in people and make them slaves.
You've been listening to those religious wackos.
I looked at some of our goals for the next few years. That was the implication of several of them.
Implication, not fact.
The papers mention that you can turn off chips and lock people out of society if they don't comply with the will of the government or certain corporations.
That's foolishness.
That's what was in the report. These people can't get their...
Before I finish with this clip, I'd like to point out that, it is well known that the governments and major corporations and conglomerates work together, and governments are pretty much bought and paid for by big business. You talk about the iron triangle of sociology or economics. Politicians are pretty much given studies by big businesses and think tanks and research groups that are basically funded by big business. And, and they get policy from the Rockefeller Group, the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, the Roundtable Business Group, and so on. And then there's even a gay roundtable group, and so on. So, I'm sure that you all understand why I'm being persecuted for my political views. You don't hear Shaq talking about the dangers of governments and psychiatry, which is the most, and big pharmaceuticals, which is the most profitable business and has been so for quite some time. Or talking against tech, and of course YouTube has a lot of political activists that work there. One needs to simply look at who their staff are and read about them, and and so on and so forth. And the phone I'm on is owned by Apple. They're the ones who made this phone, and their CEO came out as a homosexual. So when you truly look at who these groups are, I'm speaking about not only about the most powerful people in society, and the major political parties, but the people who own YouTube and Google and my iPhone. And these people simply reached out to their networks, and they have gone as far as to make videos about me. Ask yourself, why did Atheism is Unstoppable focus on me? When he's talking about all these people on TV, all of a sudden he focuses on me. Keep that in mind while we finish this clip right here.
Money or medical records. You can completely wipe out their whole lives. Not to mention, those chips have been proven to cause cancer in animals.
Now you listen to me. You take any of this information outside this office, it won't be good for you.
If you have nothing to hide, why are you hiding it? This stuff is all over the internet. What the RFID chip does and who's behind it all corresponds with our report. Your name is mentioned so many times.
If you want to leave because of some foolishness you saw on the internet, go right ahead.
You're trying to control people's lives.
I'm trying to make this a better world, and it would be a better world without religious fanatics and gullible people like you.
I know what I saw in those papers. I quit, and I fully expect everything that was promised to me in my work contract. Good day, Mr. Toby.
Listen to this part. Hope you can hear all this. Can't turn the volume up, please. It's important that you heard that. Now listen to this part. He picks up the phone, starts dialing.
It's me. There's someone I need you to keep an eye on.
He said, there's someone I need you to keep an eye on. We all know there's private investigators. We all know how things work in this country. We all know how the government destroyed the Black Panther Party, disbanded it, but they did not successfully disband the Ku Klux Klan. And what are the deeper implications and indications of that irrefutable, undisputable fact? So, what happens when the top martial artist in America has been known to wear Black Panther t-shirts, speaks out against the government and big business and all the sponsors of sports players, you know, talks about secret society symbolism, including Nike being a goddess, a Greco-Roman goddess? What happens? You know, does society embrace him? Or do they shun him, persecute him, sabotage him? What happened to the what was her, it was the Dixie Girls or the Dixie Chicks? What happened to them? Why isn't hip-hop as popular as gangster rap? What happens to whistleblowers, WikiLeaks, Eric Snowden, Julian Assange? What would happen if these people had cultivated a talent that's done by millions of Americans, that literally millions of people would respect because they do it themselves, and millions of others would respect it for other reasons? See, I know the answer. It's a rhetorical question. All these questions are rhetorical. I know the answer. I just hope to God that you all know the answer. Now, I was going to leave these things alone. But you see, they have sabotaged my life so horribly, that it has cost me so dearly in life. When I was younger, in my 20s, one of my ex-girlfriends had an abortion because they convinced me that I had a mental disorder, which I thoroughly disproved later. But I always suspected they were wrong about. And because society had already begun to sabotage me. I thought, because I have this mental disorder, that, you know, I'm not going to be able to succeed in life. And I was right about that part. But I thought about how was it going to affect my child growing up in this sick, sick world, where people play stupid about the most obvious evils. Do I really want to raise a child as a poor black man, you know, with a quote-unquote mental disorder in a country like this? So I didn't exactly stop her. So they cost me my son. They've cost me my relationships, including my relationship, a different kind of relationship with my family. They are costing me right now my relationship with a woman that I love. And I said to them, I will only talk about scripture. I've taken down 50 videos and made, taken down 47 videos and made 3 private. Very harsh videos. I did not stop, you know, I kept videos, you know, all these videos are pretty much covered in other videos. But it was a sign of good faith, an act of good faith. Well, I'm out of time now, but to make a long story short, these people didn't stop what they're doing, and they're going to cost me even more. And they cost me more than you can imagine. They've done more than you can imagine. They've persecuted me in ways that you would not believe. Thank you.